Alright, this will be a very informal video. I'm just finishing up another customer's build right now. This one involves the 8350K, and I'll just show you that what's in it right now. There it is with the cursor right there. 8350K. You can see it's running at 5 gigahertz. Graphics card, doesn't really matter what's in it. It's a GTX 1060. Memory's running at 3200. That's 1600 per stick, so 3200 megahertz. So over here, we're looking at the temperatures. It's not focusing. We're looking at some temperatures here. And we're looking at 30 degrees. It's idling 29 degrees. This computer chip is delid and everything. And I get a lot of questions on why should I buy a PC from a custom builder? Not necessarily myself. As you all know by now, I do custom ones. Why shouldn't I just go buy a big box store computer? Well, I'm going to answer some of that questions. The reason is that those computers are not optimized at all. They often come with parts that they're actually made by parts that aren't selling. So they're not optimized at all. It's just a hodgepodge of, basically it's a hodgepodge of parts all thrown together. Here's a perfect example of a custom PC that I've built for a customer at the Facebook page that is optimized. Now, as you saw, this is an 8350K. I'll get it a little bit closer here so you can see. 8350K. Now, this is an i3 from the 8th gen. I see guys say, well, I can get an 8700K for just a couple $100 more. Well, sure you can. Or a 7700K. The thing is, they're not going to be optimized from the big box stores. So unless you know what you're doing, you're never going to be able to get it optimized. And likely because of the parts, you're not going to get it optimized either. So, let's just go to a quick benchmark here. As you can see, I'm benchmarking this live right in front of you. Well, not live. It won't be live by the time you see it. So let's bench this, okay? It's benchmarking right now. First, it does the multi-threaded score, and then it does the CPU single-thread score. If you know anything about iRacing, you'll know that single-thread is all that matters, basically in games in general, especially iRacing. Okay, so it completed the CPU-Z benchmark. Down here, right here, I can compare it to certain PCs. So let's compare it to the i7-7700K, as you can see right here. An i7 from last year versus an i3 that's optimized by a custom builder. Look at the multi-threaded. The purple is the i7. It barely beats it in multi-threaded, which again is nothing to do with gaming. The single thread is where all the gaming matters. Look at that. The i3 8350K absolutely destroys last year's i7 7700K. Look at that, 597 to 492. Let's compare it to something else. Let's compare it to Intel's $1,000 chip. Now remember, this i3 8350K you can buy from Newegg for 180 bucks. So let's go to let's try Ryzen 7's top of the line CPU. Again, it loses in multi-threaded, of course. That's for like workloads like video editing, etc. But look at gaming. 597 to 400. It destroys it. Let's not stop there. If you're not convinced yet that a custom PC is the smart buy for your money, let's look at Intel's i7900X. Now I know they used to be like $1,000 or something like that. Let's see. Of course, it's not going to win in workloads, but look at that, still destroying it in gaming. 597 to 480. And let's go with, what else we got here? Xenon, don't worry about that. Okay, let's go with Threadripper. 1950X. That is a $1,000 piece of CPU. Again, destroying it in gaming. Okay. Now, let's go over here and look. I am going to, so you can see that an i3 8350K delidded and water cooled by me is going to beat an 8700K from a big box store. Get that through your mind, and you're saving hundreds of dollars by going with the 8350K and getting the exact same performance in iRacing. So here, I'm stress testing to CPU, okay? Anyone who knows stress testing is it puts an unusually large amount of strain on your CPU. Way more than gaming ever will, okay? So it's running right now, so I'm going to talk a little bit. Down here you can see it's running at 5 gigahertz. And you see the cores there at a full 100%. So it's working overtime, okay? Full 100%. Okay? Now I won't go to the temperatures yet. I don't want to show you that because I want to continue the workload here. And you can see it's still running. You see the numbers fluctuating a little bit. These workloads typically, especially when you're overclocking to the 5 gigahertz level, typically run your CPU from 80 to 90 degrees Celsius. Of course, your fans in your computer are going to be running full blast. It's going to be very loud because it needs to keep the computer cool. However, those of you who know me know that I always delid my Intel chips, meaning I take off the metal part on the CPU and I take out the thermal paste that Intel has on there, and I replace it with liquid metal. And what that does is it allows me to keep the CPU chip cooler for higher overclocks. So we're still running this stress test. It's still stress testing. And at this point, the temperatures on most computers, and you can try it on your own. Download CPU-Z. It's free, and do it on your own. Just stress test it and see what your temperatures get to. Okay. Now, usually most people will take it to about 80 degrees Celsius before they stop their overclocking. Now, again, I have this overclock to 5 gigahertz. Okay. Now here are my temperatures. Look at the temperatures, guys. See the core temperatures? We're looking at sub 50 degrees Celsius temperatures on a full stress test still running right now on a customer's CPU. This i8350K will absolutely murder an 8700K from a big box store, or even most of you who have an 8700K, because you can't get as high as overclock as this. Except you paid $350. My customers pay $170. And look at that. Under 50 degrees Celsius at full stress test load. In gaming, it might reach 40 degrees, maybe, Celsius. You have to 90 degrees Celsius before it shuts itself down. So this 5 gigahertz overclock I have could easily be 5.2, 5.3 with no issue at all. No issue at all. If you're wondering how much voltage it's using, look at that, 1.118. Running that fast, and I don't know if you can hear the fans or not. Probably not. Of course, it is water cooled and delidded. So, that is why you don't buy a computer from a big box store. They're not optimized. You will never get an 8700K from a box store that runs as good as this 8350K. So, this isn't a promotion for my own computer business because I get plenty of business, as everyone knows. I don't even advertise. My computers run like raped apes, so I don't need to. But get a reputable custom builder. They should be able to build you a CPU for cheaper than a big box store, and it also run 10 times faster. Okay, so now let's do another test right here. Okay, so it's still doing a stress test. Let's watch how quickly the temperatures fall, okay? I'm going to hit stop right here. Sorry about the great camera work, guys. I'm holding my iPhone. So I stop and watch it fall. Look, before I could even get it over there, it dropped to 33 degrees Celsius. In less than a second. Down to idle temps. And of course, it's 0 CPU workload. So, there you go, folks. I just figured I'd go ahead and throw that out there. And there's a lot more reasons. This particular computer here is for a guy. I'm not going to say his name because he may not want me to say his name. But from a guy on the Facebook page, the iRacing Flea Market. And yeah, he's got a badass computer that'll beat pretty much anyone's 8700K out there for hundreds less. Fully optimized, no bloatware, and ready to completely run VR, even with a GTX 1060. Why? Because VR matters most what your CPU speed is. Contrary to what most people believe, getting a 1080 Ti is going to run a VR better. No, it's not. VR is bottlenecked by CPU power. So this 1060 will beat somebody's 1080 running at 4.5. So what's that mean for you? $500-$600 savings. So forget the big box stores, and as I always say, friends, don't let friends buy computers from stores or pre-builds. This Ford Entertainment Group bringing you a little bit of information. Feel free to comment below, and I'll answer any questions you have. And of course, if you want a PC, you can contact me at Jeffrey Ford, Jeffrey Ford at iRacing. Private message me, or of course in the iRacing Flea Market. If you're not a member, go over there right now. And I am Jeff Scott in the iRacing Flea Market. You guys take care.